guys, so in this video we're talking about 3 pretty easy tips that you can utilize to make your strumming sound better overall. So the first tip is to not have your wrist locked whilst you're strumming. I see a lot of people when they start strumming, they're using basically all 4 arms to strum and they've got their wrist locked. So when you do that, your strumming is going to sound super clunky. So if I've got my wrist locked, it's going to sound like this. But if we allow our wrists to move whilst we're using our forearm as well, it's going to sound like this. Okay, so the next tip is to not strum all 6 strings of guitar the entire time you're strumming. So again, this is a really common thing that people do when they first start strumming. They think you need to strum all 6 strings on every single strum, and that makes strumming patterns a lot more difficult for yourself, but it also really decreases the quality of the tone that you're getting out of your strumming. So what I like to do is I like to focus on strumming these top 3 or 4 strings, and I only really do a full 6-string strum when I'm trying to emphasize a beat. So this also works if you just strum the bottom 3 strings as well and just add in your full 6-string strum when you're doing an emphasized beat. But the concept here is just to think of the guitar, instead of just being one solid group of 6, as kind of smaller groups split up, so groups of 3 strings, either bottom or top. So to give you an example of this, if we just strum the top 3 strings, and I'm going to add in some emphasized strums, so we're going. So by doing this, you're really going to take your strumming to another level, and it's really going to take you out of this sort of beginner stage where your strumming sounds a little bit, clunky. Okay, so the last tip is something that I do very often whilst I'm playing any strumming pattern, and it's adding in a palm mute on my emphasized down strums. So palm muting is something that you very often see on electric guitar, but we can use it whilst we're strumming to really give more punch to our strumming patterns. So if I play a little chord progression for you first without palm muting and then add it in, it's going to sound like this. Okay, so the way that I'm adding in those palm mutes is on my emphasized down strums, I am hitting this part of my hand, the sort of bottom part of your thumb here, into my bottom 3 strings. So I'm doing this kind of turning out motion as well whilst I'm doing it. So normally we play like this, but I'm going like this kind of motion, okay? So I would practice that by just doing down strums first. So do a series of 4 down strums without the palm mute in, so go. And then try 4 with the palm mute in, so you can try and hear the difference between the 2. So we're going to go. Now that'll feel a little bit strange at first, but when you manage to add that into your strumming patterns, it's going to open up a whole new level of tone for your playing. So if you add these 3 tips together, you're really going to take your strumming to a new level. So I'm going to play you a little chord progression again now without the techniques that we've just learned, and then I'm going to add them in so you can hear the difference in tone between the 2. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you'd like more in-depth lessons, you can check out my Patreon, which is linked in the description below. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.